Are we ready?
Okay. All right, it's all you.
Hi, Emanuel bedtimers. Thanks for being patient. Just kind of working out the system here. I'm glad to see you. Let's get ready for bedtime. Hey, oh, oh, hey, hey, oh, hey. Lo yisagoy elgoy cheret, lo yumedu milchama. Lo yisagoy elgoy cheret, lo yumedu milchama. Hey, oh, hey, hey, oh, hey. Don't walk in front of me, I may not follow. Don't walk behind me, I may not lead. Just walk beside me, and me, my friend, we'll walk together in the land of Hashem. Hey, oh, hey, hey, oh, hey. Well, bedtimers, I'm Rabbi Craig. Just in case you forgot, it's been so long since I've seen some of you, since we're sticking around at home. I hope you're having good days, and I hope that you're finding all sorts of fun things to do, and that you're okay and that you're feeling healthy. I'm glad to see you. We're only going to spend a little bit of time here for this special bedtime activity, and I am very excited to be a part of this moment. In fact, it seems worthy of a Shechianu. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Shechianu v'kimanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Ah, amen. Blessed are you, Adonai, sovereign over time and space, who gives us life and sustains us and brings us to beautiful moments of creativity and connection and purpose and meaning. I'm very pleased to be here with you tonight. And we're going to be bringing this bedtime live experience to you as much as we can. And tonight we're going to read a wonderful story by Rabbi Sandy Eisenberg Sasso called In God's Name. Other nights we might choose other Jewish stories or secular stories that maybe you've heard before, maybe you haven't, but we're very excited to do that. And of course, we'll sing some prayers, especially the Shema and the Hashkiveinu, which is what we do for bedtime. So it's nice to see you. And if you have comments, although I imagine it would be hard to offer comments right in the middle of bedtime ritual, but if you manage to do so, you can. And you can also send me an email if you'd like. Tell me how you like it. In God's name. After God created the world, all living things on earth were given a name. The plants and the trees and the animals and the fish and each person, young and old, had a special name. But no one knew the name for God. So each person searched for God's name. Let me show you the picture. The farmer whose skin was dark, like the rich brown earth from which all things grow, called God source of life. The girl whose skin was as golden as the sun, that turned night into day, called God creator of light. The man who tended sheep in the valley called God shepherd. The tired soldier who fought too many wars called God maker of peace. The artist who carved figures from the earth's hard stone called God my rock. Sometimes the people who called God by different names were puzzled. Means they were confused. They said, every living thing has a single name. The marigold, the pansy, the lily. You know what those are, right? Flowers. The oak tree, sequoia, pine, those are trees. God must have a single name that is greater and more wonderful than all other names. Each person thought his name for God was the greatest. Each person thought her name for God was the very best. The farmer who called God source of life said, this is the true name for God. The girl who called God creator of light insisted, this is the most splendid, wonderful name for God. The shepherd, soldier, and artist believed that each had the perfect name for God. But no one listened, least of all God. And so each person kept searching for God's name. The woman who cared for the sick called God healer. The slave who was freed from bondage called God redeemer. The grandfather whose hair was white with the years called God ancient one. The grandmother who was bent with age and sorrow called God comforter. The young woman who nursed her newborn son called God mother. The young man who held the hand of his baby daughter called God father. And the child who was lonely called God friend. All the people called God by different names. They tried to tell one another that their name was the best, the only name for God. And all the other names were wrong. But no one listened, least of all God. And so each person kept searching for God's name. Then one day, the person who called God ancient one, and the one who called God friend, and the one who called God mother, and the one who called God father, all the people who called God by a different name, they all came together and they knelt by a lake that was clear and quiet like a mirror, God's mirror. Isn't that beautiful? Can you see that okay? Then each person who had a name for God looked at the others who had a different name. They looked into God's mirror and saw their own faces and the faces of all the other people. And they called out their names for God. Source of life, creator of light, shepherd, maker of peace, my rock, healer, redeemer, ancient one, comforter, mother, Father, friend, all at the same time. And that moment, at that very moment, the people knew that all the names for God were good and no name was better than another. Then, all at once, their voices came together and they called God one. So now it's time to finish our time together. And I'm going to play the Shema. We're going to sing the Shema, and I'm going to play the Hashkiveinu. And so if you're ready for bed, put your kepis, your little heads on the pillows, and close your eyes and breathe deeply. And we'll think about the most important prayer that we sing, the Shema, that reflects God's name as one, Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Hear, O Israel, eternal is our God, the eternal God alone. Blessed is God's name, God's majesty, God's sovereignty will last forever. So now let's finish with the Hashkiveinu, which is a beautiful bedtime prayer. Just like the Shema, I'm going to play the guitar and sing, and hopefully you can sing with me. And if not, we'll make sure you get the words so that you can sing along with me and practice. Practice makes progress, right? So I think of the Hashkiveinu as the sweet dreams prayer because I say it myself, and I hope that I will have sweet dreams. And while I'm dreaming sweetly, that God will spread over me, my family, my community, my world, a sukkah shalom, a sukkah of peace, a shelter of peace, so that when we all wake up tomorrow, we'll have the opportunity to stretch and be thankful to be alive and to be ready to go out into the world, to make a difference and to be a force for good. Are you ready? All right. Let's do one last prayer, the Hashkiveinu, sweet dreams prayer, the sweet dreams blessing. Hashkiveinu Adonai Eloheinu Shalom, L'shalom, V'hamidenu Shomrenu L'chayim. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Amen. Shelter us beneath thy wings, O Adonai. Guard us from all harmful things, O Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with morning's light. Teach us, God, wrong from right. Amen. 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 Laila Tov, Emanuel. Sweet dreams. See you again. And Shabbat Shalom to one and all. Early wishes. See you soon. Thank you. Good night. Laila Tov.